Welcome, friends. Today, you are not just hearing another book summary. You are about to open a door that most people never open. The door to how humans really act. Not how they look on social media. Not how they pretend in public. But how they actually think, feel, react, cheat, love, hate, and hide behind a mask. This is not a sweet story to make you feel good. This is the truth. Raw, sharp, powerful. Once you know it, you cannot forget it. This book is one of the most surprising and life-changing books ever written. It has sold millions of copies worldwide. Leaders, doctors, teachers, creators, even spies use it. Why? Because it talks about the one thing that controls everything in your life: human nature. Why do people hurt you even after you help them? Why do you fall for the wrong person again and again? Why do you ruin your own success when life is finally good? This book gives the answers with shocking clarity. But here is the warning. Once you learn these rules, you will see through people. You will stop being tricked. You will stop begging for attention. You will stop trusting the wrong ones. You will finally understand how the world really works and how to guard yourself and succeed in it. If you want to be emotionally strong, mentally sharp, and deeply wise, then listen carefully. Today you are not just learning, you are waking up. This video also helps your English. It uses short, clear sentences, emotional stories, and real examples. You will improve your vocabulary, grammar, and understanding, while also learning truths that can change your life. It is not just English practice, it is life practice. Your English and your thinking will grow together. Let's begin. Law 1. The law of emotions. People are not guided by logic. They are ruled by feelings. We like to believe we are smart, that we make good choices, that we stay calm and balanced. But the truth? We act from fear, jealousy, pride, anger, desire, or insecurity. Have you ever bought something expensive, not because you needed it, but to feel better or to impress someone? Have you ever sent an angry text, then regretted it, or stayed in a bad relationship because you feared being alone? That is emotion controlling you. The worst part, you don't notice. You explain it, justify it, call it a smart choice. But people don't see the world as it is. They see it through their feelings. For example, if someone feels insecure, they may see your confidence as arrogance. If they are full of anger, they may find a reason to fight you, even when you did nothing wrong. The answer is this: learn to see your own emotions. Pause before reacting. Ask yourself, am I reacting to the real situation or to my fear, my anger, or my pride? Example, your friend does not reply for 2 days. You may feel ignored, unimportant. But maybe they are busy, sick, or stressed. Instead of assuming, breathe. Wait. Answer calmly. The strongest people are not those who control others. They are the ones who control themselves, especially their emotions. If you don't master your emotions, someone else will. Law 2. The law of self-focus. Everyone thinks about themselves. The skill is learning empathy. Most people think selfishness means showing off or asking for praise. But the truth is, everyone is self-centered in small ways. From childhood, we are trained to think about my pain, my dreams, my problems. Even when listening, many people are thinking, when will it be my turn? How does this affect me? Why are they ignoring me? That is everyday selfishness. Here is the problem. When two self-focused people talk, no one really listens. Both are waiting. Both are competing. Both want attention. This is why friendships break, couples fight, leaders fail, and people feel unseen. The solution is empathy, not fake care, but real effort to step into another person's world. Ask, what are they really feeling? Why are they acting this way? What is happening in their life? For example, someone yells at you. You want to yell back. But empathy lets you pause and think. Maybe they are not mad at me. Maybe they are mad at life. Maybe they have been suffering for years. This does not mean you let people use you. It means you see deeper. You stay calm while they lose control. You understand instead of fighting. You influence instead of reacting. In a world full of people shouting, "See me," be the one who truly sees others. When you make someone feel understood, you gain respect and trust that money or beauty can never buy. Law 3. The law of masks. Everyone is acting. We live in a world of roles. From childhood, we are told, smile even when you are sad. Act polite even if you dislike your boss. Look confident even when you are scared. So, people grow up pretending instead of being real. In public, a person may seem nice and kind, but at home, they may be cold or cruel. In love, someone may look like the perfect partner, but inside, they are jealous or afraid. This law teaches us, what you see is not always the truth. People hide their real face. They smile while they hate you. They compliment you while secretly envying you. They agree with you to use you later. So how do you protect yourself? Don't just listen to words. Watch patterns. Notice how people act under stress. See how they treat those who cannot help them. Notice if their actions match their promises. Example, a coworker always praises you, but when you succeed, they turn silent. That is a sign. Or someone keeps saying, "I'm honest," yet they always avoid blame or exaggerate. That is not honesty. It is acting. Your goal is not to suspect everyone, but to see clearly before you give your trust, love, or time. Most pain in life comes not because people hurt us, but because we believe the mask instead of the reality. Law 4. The law of repetition. People repeat the same mistakes again and again. Look at most lives, and you'll see a pattern. They keep choosing toxic partners. They keep quitting when things get hard. They keep fighting with anger in every problem. It looks like they are trapped in a loop. This law explains why old pain, childhood wounds, and hidden habits drive people without them even knowing. Instead of facing their pain, they keep running from it. But the same problem keeps coming back until it destroys their health, their love, their work, and their future. Example, a boy feels ignored by his parents. As a man, he works too much, spends too much, and reacts too strongly, all to get attention. But no matter what he does, he still feels empty. That is a pattern. Or a woman was betrayed once. Now she pushes away every new person she meets, not because they are bad, but because she is repeating her old fear. How do you break it? Watch yourself without judgment. Ask, what mistakes do I keep repeating? What do I keep doing even though it hurts me? What am I running from? Stop blaming others. Face your story. The goal is not perfection. It is awareness. When you see the pattern, you can break it. And when you break it, you heal not just your past, but also your future. Law 5. The law of desire. People don't want what is good for them. They want what they cannot have. Why do people ignore what is healthy and chase what is hard, unavailable, or even dangerous? Because desire is not about sense, it is about mystery. People don't crave what is clear. They crave what they imagine. Have you noticed that someone likes you more when you step back? Or that a product looks more special when it is sold out? Or that people often chase cold, distant partners while ignoring the kind ones? That is not love. That is the mind being fooled by what it cannot own. This rule is everywhere. Limited products sell fast. The mysterious person gets more attention. The hard-to-reach job becomes the dream job. But here is the danger. Once people get it, they lose interest. It was never about the thing. It was about the chase. So how do you use this law well? First, don't be available all the time. If you give everything too easily, people stop valuing it. Second, allow space and mystery. Not to trick people, but to protect your own energy and balance. And most importantly, don't fall into the trap yourself. Ask, am I chasing this because it is good for me, or just because I can't have it yet? Real wisdom is choosing what is healthy, not what is flashy. It is loving the one who brings peace, not the one who brings chaos. It is building a life that feels real, not one that only looks good outside. Once you learn this, you will stop wasting years chasing illusions. You will start choosing what truly feeds your soul. Law 6. The law of short-sightedness. Many people think only about today. That is why they damage their future. In the modern world, people want everything fast. Money, love, success, results. They do not want to wait. This law says that most people throw away their future for small pleasures in the present. They choose comfort now, even if it brings pain later. For example, someone knows they should save money, but then they see a phone or clothes they want. They buy it. Not because they need it, but because they want it now. Later, when rent or an emergency comes, they suffer. They chose today's fun over tomorrow's safety. Or think of someone in a relationship. They get bored, so they cheat. For a moment it feels exciting, but later comes guilt, breakups, loneliness, and broken trust. That is short-sightedness. This way of living is everywhere. People stop exercising after 1 week because results are slow. They give up on their dream because it takes too long. They scroll at night, even though they know they will feel bad in the morning. Society says, live in the moment, do what makes you happy now. But if you only live like that, you may ruin your life. Real growth means thinking long-term. Ask yourself, how will this choice affect me in a year? Will I be proud of it later? Anyone can chase quick pleasure, but only a few can build for the future. Those few become unshakable. Law 7. The law of defensiveness. People resist change, even when change is good. Have you ever given advice to someone and they became angry? Have you tried to help a friend grow, but they pushed you away? That is defensiveness. Humans do not naturally accept change. Most people protect their pain more than they protect their peace. Why? Because change feels scary. It means admitting, I was wrong. I must grow. And the ego hates that. Think of someone who is always negative. You tell them, try to focus on solutions. They reply, so I'm the problem now? They are not angry at you. They feel exposed. Or think of a worker who refuses to learn new skills. Their job may be at risk, but they still say, I've always done it this way. They are not lazy. They are afraid of failure and of looking weak. This law also applies to you. Ask yourself, do I get defensive when someone challenges me? Do I reject new ideas just because they feel strange? Do I fear change because it means letting go of the old me? If yes, you are not weak, you are human, but the key is to see it. True strength is not avoiding mistakes. It is listening calmly to hard truths and saying, maybe this is my chance to grow. When you drop your defenses, you don't lose strength, you gain wisdom. Law 8. The law of self-sabotage. People often destroy their own progress without knowing it. This is painful, but real. Many are not ruined by others, but by their own mind, fears, and habits. For example, Someone starts eating healthy, then binge eats after a few days. Someone finds peace, then calls a toxic ex. Someone begins a business, then suddenly stops, saying, "I don't feel motivated." Why does this happen? Because deep inside, they don't believe they deserve success. They are addicted to failure, to chaos, to proving an old story. I'm not good enough. I always ruin things. Take a man whose parents never valued him. He learns to seek worth through achievements. He earns well, but now every failure feels like proof that he is useless. He starts fearing pressure. So he slows down, avoids opportunities, and returns to the same place. That is self-sabotage. The worst part is they don't realize it. They say, "I lost interest," or "I wasn't ready." But deep down, they feared being powerful. The solution is to change the inner story. Ask, what do I believe that keeps me small? Who told me I'm not good enough? And why do I still believe them? Then remind yourself, I am not my past. I am not my fear. Keep small promises to yourself. Forgive old mistakes. Show your future self that they are safe. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stop standing in your own way. Law 9. The law of repression. Whatever you hide will end up controlling you. Many people walk around with unspoken pain. Anger never expressed. Sadness never faced. Shame never healed. Instead of working through it, they bury it. They say, "I'm fine. That was long ago." But buried feelings don't disappear. They change shape. They become sudden anger, cold silence, jealousy, or self-hate. For example, a woman abandoned by her father hides the pain. She acts strong. Years later, she cannot trust men. She pushes people away and wonders why love never lasts. Or a man bullied in school grows up. He never healed. Now he becomes overly competitive, always needing to win. Not because he loves success, but because he still hears the voice calling him weak. This law says, the emotions you hide will control you. They will show up in your health, work, or relationships. The only solution is to face the pain. Sit with it, talk about it, write it down. Admit, yes, this hurt me, but now I let it go. Healing is not weakness. It is the highest act of self-respect. Strong people are not those who never cry. They are the ones who faced the storm, healed, and came back stronger. Law 10. The law of envy. Envy is silent but dangerous. When you succeed, not everyone will clap for you. Some will smile while secretly wishing you to fall. And often it is not strangers, it is friends, family, or colleagues. Envy usually hides. People don't say, "I'm jealous." They act cold, distant, or competitive. They minimize your wins. You were just lucky. For example, you improve your life. Suddenly, your old friend mocks your discipline. They call you boring. But the truth is, your growth reminds them of their lack of progress. Or you buy a car after years of saving. Instead of being happy, someone says, "Must be nice." That's envy in disguise. So, how do you protect yourself? First, don't try to make everyone happy. You are not responsible for how your success makes others feel. Second, watch energy, not words. If someone cannot celebrate you without competing, protect your space. And also, look within yourself. We all feel envy sometimes. The key is not to deny it, but to turn it into growth. Instead of asking, "Why do they have that?" ask, "What can I learn from them? How can I grow too?" If envy becomes admiration, you rise. If envy becomes bitterness, you fall. Always choose growth. Law 11. The law of grandiosity. Success can make you blind. When life starts going well, you may feel untouchable. You stop listening to advice. You take big risks without planning. You enjoy praise, attention, and fame, but slowly, you become your own enemy. For example, a startup founder builds a strong company and becomes famous, but soon he ignores his team's advice. He believes only in himself. He makes bold choices without thinking, and the company fails. Or an artist becomes popular. Instead of practicing and improving, they chase fame. They stop learning. Their work becomes lazy, but they don't notice because of applause. That is grandiosity, a silent killer. How to avoid it? Stay humble. Remind yourself, I'm still learning. Keep people around who tell you the truth, not just what you want to hear. And remember, confidence means, I can do this. Arrogance means, I can never be wrong. The higher you climb, the more you must stay rooted, like a mountain that stands strong in any storm. Law 12, the law of gender rigidity. From birth, society gives boys and girls strict rules. Boys are told, be tough, don't cry. Girls are told, be sweet, don't be too loud. These rules create prisons. A boy who hides his emotions becomes a man who can't open up, even when hurting. A girl told to stay quiet becomes a woman who can't speak up, even when treated unfairly. Masculine energy is action, directness, power. Feminine energy is emotion, intuition, care. But people are taught to reject one side. Example, a man avoids emotion to look strong. Outwardly, he's successful, but his relationships suffer because he can't connect. Or a bold, ambitious woman is told she's too much. She shrinks herself to fit in, losing her real power. The way forward? Accept both sides. If you are strong, also embrace softness. If you are gentle, also build strength. Don't ask, what will society allow? Ask, what part of me have I ignored? Real freedom comes when you stop living inside society's box and start living as your whole self. Law 13, the law of aimlessness. Without purpose, people drift through life. Many are busy but lost, scrolling, working, chasing money without knowing why. For example, a man spends 10 years climbing his career ladder. He buys a house and car, gains respect, but one day feels empty. I don't even like my job. That's aimlessness. Or a woman jumps between careers saying, I get bored easily. But really, she's afraid to commit because she never explored her true passion. The solution is not to know everything but to have direction. Ask, what would I do even without applause? What pain am I willing to endure for something bigger? What breaks my heart, and how can I help fix it? Purpose often whispers. You must listen closely. With purpose, even pain has meaning. Without it, time is wasted. Law 14, the law of conformity. People want to fit in, but this desire can be dangerous. Many would rather be wrong with the crowd than right alone. Example, a teen joins friends who bully others. At first, he feels uneasy, but over time, he joins in, not because he wants to, but because he fears rejection. Years later, he regrets who he became. Or, a woman wants to start a business, but people around her say, stay safe, get a stable job. She lets her dream go, not because it's impossible, but because she fears standing out. Conformity kills individuality quietly. To break free, respect yourself deeply, spend time alone, and stop asking, what will they think? Ask, will I respect myself after this? Greatness comes from standing apart with integrity, not from blending in. Law 15, the law of fickleness. People's emotions change quickly. Their loyalty is often temporary. One day they praise you, the next day they forget you. Someone who calls you best friend during tough times may disappear once their life improves. This is not because they are evil, but because people live in the moment, not memory. Another example. When you succeed, people cheer, but the moment you fail, applause stops. Many don't love you. They love the version of you that benefits them. So don't depend on praise for worth. Don't rely on attention for value. Appreciate compliments, but don't cling to them. Listen to criticism, but don't collapse. Build your identity from within. Those who truly care will stay. Those who leave set you free. Law 16. The law of aggression. Not all anger is loud. Many hide hostility behind smiles. The most dangerous aggression is silent. For example, you share good news. I got promoted. A friend says, "That's nice," but you feel coldness. Later, you hear they doubted you behind your back. Or a coworker forgets to copy you in important emails again and again. That's not forgetfulness. It's a quiet attack. How to handle it? Learn to read tone, energy, and patterns. When you sense aggression, don't fight back with more anger. Use clarity. It feels like something is wrong. Can we be honest? And if the behavior continues, protect your space. Real strength is not shouting louder. It is staying calm while others try to shake your peace. Law 17. The law of generational myopia. The time you are born shapes how you see the world. People often mistake their generation's values for absolute truth. Example: someone born in comfort may believe life should always be safe and easy. Someone born in crisis may value survival and caution. They may clash, not because one is wrong, but because their eras shape them differently. Or consider today's young man who thinks followers online show worth. He doesn't see this as just a trend of his time. Years later, when social media fades, his values collapse. To escape this blindness, ask, are my beliefs mine or just the trend of my time? If I were born 100 years ago, would I think this way? Strong minds live in their era, but think beyond it. Law 18. The law of death denial. Most people live as if death will never come. They delay dreams, hold grudges, chase shallow things, waiting for the right time. But time runs out. Example: a man spends his life chasing wealth and status, but loses family and health. One day he's terminally ill. He whispers, "I thought I had more time." Or a talented woman loves painting and traveling, but fear stops her. She keeps saying, "Next year." Soon, years are gone. She didn't lose talent. She lost time. People fear death because they haven't truly lived. The answer is not to fear death, but to use it as fuel. Say "I love you" more. Forgive quickly. Create without waiting. Live on your own terms. Don't stay where your spirit dies. Don't wait to be chosen. Choose yourself. Death is not the enemy. Wasting life is. Every time you remember death, you awaken life. You've just seen truths many never face. You learned how success blinds, how envy poisons, how silence hides anger, how conformity kills dreams, how time slips away. Now you are no longer like most people. You've looked in the mirror. You've seen reality. Life is short. Wake up to your power. Wake up to your purpose. Wake up to your voice. This was not just a lesson. It was a mirror. And if you are brave enough to look, you can never go back. If this touched you, if it made you rethink your life, subscribe to this channel. Join a space where words awaken, not just inform. This is not the end. This is your beginning. Live consciously, powerfully, fearlessly. You get one life. Don't waste it being someone else. Be the real you before it's too late. Thank you for watching. Now go live the life most people never will.